Okay, I want you to picture your work week for a second. Now, what if you could just wipe a day and a half right off the calendar? And no, this isn't some fantasy. This is a future that's being built as we speak, and it's all powered by AI. This is going to change everything, so let's get right into it.
So let me ask you something, right off the bat. Think about your job right now. All your tasks, your meetings, everything. You think you could get it all done, and I mean done well, in just 3.5 days? Sounds kind of like science fiction, right? But what if that future is way closer than you think? And look, that's not just some futurist on a blog making that prediction. That quote comes from Jamie Dimon. You know, the CEO of JP Chase, one of the biggest banks on the entire planet. He sees a future where a shorter work week isn't some crazy luxury. It's just the norm. So the big question is, how in the world do we get there? Well, the answer, it seems, lies with our brand new digital colleagues. Yep, we're talking about the engine that's actually making this whole shorter work week idea possible. And that engine is AI. But here's the twist. It's not just a tool, it's a teammate.
The key concept we really need to wrap our heads around is something called AI agents. Now, according to Microsoft, these things aren't here to take our jobs. The whole point isn't about replacing people, it's about amplifying them. Think of these agents as digital coworkers designed to help you and me punch way, way above our weight class.
Okay, so what does this actually look like, day to day? Let's paint a picture. Imagine a small team, maybe 3 people. The humans, they're in charge of the big picture stuff, the strategy, the creative direction. Then they hand it off. The AI agent gets to work, just crunching all the data, generating the content, handling all that nitty-gritty personalization. And the result? A huge, global campaign that used to take months to plan and execute, now it's launched in a matter of days. That's a game changer.
And you know, this isn't just some theory or a cool idea. This shift is already happening, right now. And we can actually see the impact in the data. So let's look at the numbers, because the proof is right there. Productivity is hitting a whole new stratosphere.
Check this out. Here's our first big piece of hard evidence. 25%. Just let that number sink in. That's the massive year-over-year jump in what are called code commits. You can just think of them as saved chunks of work on software projects over on GitHub, which is basically the biggest playground for developers in the world. So what does a 25% jump actually mean? It means developers are building more code, more software, faster than at any other point in human history. I mean, that's just wild. And this isn't some random fluke. It's the direct result of AI agents acting as co-pilots, writing all the boring boilerplate code, catching bugs in seconds, and that frees up the human developers to focus on the really tough, creative problems.
And don't think for a second this is just a Silicon Valley thing. Not at all. Let's look at a more traditional company, like Axis Bank. By just embracing the flexibility these new tools give them, automating routine stuff, making collaboration easier, they saw absolutely incredible results. We're talking higher promotion rates for their virtual employees, more people becoming high performers, and they were able to hang on to their best talent. It just goes to show, this transformation is hitting literally every single industry.
Okay, so we've got these incredible new tools, and we're seeing these crazy new levels of productivity. What happens next? Well, all of that is leading to something even bigger, a fundamental shift in workplace culture itself. The old rulebook, it's pretty much being thrown right out the window.
And this slide just illustrates that change perfectly. We're moving away from the past, which was all about, attendance policing and these super rigid mandates, basically measuring your value by how many hours your butt was in a chair. The future? It's all about outcome-led design and fluid workdays. What matters now isn't the time you put in, it's the results you get out.
And this is really the crucial point of the whole thing. This isn't just about getting a new shiny tool. It's a completely new mindset, a new philosophy for how we work. It's a shift towards actually trusting people and focusing on results, not just the hours they clock. But of course, embracing these new AI teammates, well, it also means we're going to need some new rules of engagement.
Yeah, we've got to be smart about this. As Microsoft's Vasu Jackal points out, we need some serious safeguards to make sure these AI agents don't become, in her words, double agents, carrying a bunch of unchecked risk. It makes sense, right? Every agent needs a clear identity, it needs access controls. Basically, it needs to be treated just like any human employee. Trust is absolutely the currency of innovation here.
So where is all this headed? What's the end game? Look, a shorter work week is awesome, but it's really just the beginning. It's the first step towards a much, much bigger picture, a grander vision for what this technology can ultimately do for all of us.
And let's circle back to Jamie Dimon for a second. He connects this exact same technological wave to something even more profound.
He's saying that the same AI that's automating parts of our jobs and giving us that 3.5-day work week, it's also the same technology that's accelerating massive breakthroughs in medicine and science. So we're not just talking about getting more free time, we're talking about a future with a longer, healthier life to actually enjoy that time.
So it seems pretty clear that the 40-hour work week, that staple of the last century, is officially on its way out. The real question, the one that matters most, is this. What are we going to do with all that time we're buying back? What comes next for our jobs, for our society, and for ourselves? That's the big question we're all going to have to answer together.